Today I asked, right now there's 5 companies that all exceed $1 trillion market cap. Within the next decade, is there going to be 5 blockchains that reach that $1 trillion level? 86.5% of people that voted said yes, and I agree with them. And I don't think it's going to take a decade. If you understand what's going on right now, we are going to see Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs. They will get approved. What does that mean? That means this asset class is going to trade on the largest capital market in human history. It's not just going to be those two. Do you think BlackRock, Fidelity, they're just going to punt the rest of the crypto market? Hey, we're not interested in all of that. Let Binance, let Coinbase control it. We're good with just 2. Ain't going to work like that. Now, granted, they're going to go after the bigger cryptos, the heavy hitters, the ones with a lot of demand, especially from institutions and major investors. But you need to start thinking like this. Who's next on deck? Who will be the next cryptocurrency to see an ETF? Now, it may take a little bit of time. We may need a little bit of regulatory guidance here in the United States, but it's going to happen. I can tell you right now, there will be an XRP ETF someday. Now, will it be number 3 like it should be? Maybe not. Like everything else with XRP, we have to claw for everything we get, but it's going to happen for sure. Beyond that, there's going to be bundles of cryptos. They'll have a smart contract ETF where you can, by buying that singular ETF, you'll get exposure to Solana and Cardano and Polkadot and a whole swath of cryptos. And there'll be a payment ETF where you'll get XRP and XLM and other types of payment cryptos. It's going to be wild. Now, I get it. It's not our type of thing. We want to self-custody. We want to, use these blockchains. But it's going to open the space up to a ton of additional investors. And you're going to see money go pouring in here. Right now, we look at the valuation. Stock, real estate, precious metals. Crypto is really the undervalued asset here that I think still has a lot of growth ahead of us. So it's time to get ready. And I'll give you this post by my buddy Digital Asset News. It says this is why you always diversify. More than 3,000 cryptocurrencies listed on CoinGecko in 2021 have failed. Look at that. 3,322 cryptos. That's amazing. I don't even know why there's that many total, but I'll tell you this, beyond just diversifying, this is one of the reasons why I kind of stick to the heavy hitters, the ones that have been around that have a lot of backing. Now, granted, you don't get the same pop as you do off those gems, those low market caps that can just go flying up and change your life in one run. I get it, and I like some of that as well. But there's going to be so much growth, even for the granddaddy of them all, for Bitcoin. It's going to outpace real estate. And, if you invest in the S&P 500 like I do, and all your traditional investments, Bitcoin, the easiest one, the biggest one, that's going to outpace all that other stuff. So, if you're getting XRP, if you're getting Cardano, Polkadot, like these are going to give you tremendous returns. Yeah, I do play around with some of the micro caps, but I think you want winners. I think you need winners in this space. And just remember this, all these 3,000 that failed, they weren't all rug pulls and scams. There were some great ideas there that just didn't work out. This is a quick moving space and there's a lot of volatility and a lot will fail for sure. And you just want some winners. So just think about that. Again, I'm all for going for the micro caps and those really exciting projects that are just emerging. Cool, but make sure that you get some exposure to the major cryptocurrencies because the growth is going to be absolutely wild as we go forward. Michael Saylor, right now sitting on over $1 billion in unrealized profit. I thought for sure this guy was going to go under and get liquidated. You heard me hypothesize that, and so far it hasn't happened. Now, he's not out of the woods yet. We will see, but man, if this guy makes the next bull run and he's able to hold on to all those Bitcoins, that massive exposure to crypto, man, give this guy the award of the century for being a little bit crazy, maybe a little bit dangerous, but getting the job done. We will see. He's still got a little bit, I think, before he's out of the woods. We'll have to see. Is there anything in traditional finance, any banks that go under, significant banks, problems in real estate, specifically commercial real estate? I wouldn't say he's out of the woods, but it's looking good. And man, you can only imagine how big that's going to get over time, that $1 billion in unrealized profit, if he's able to hold on here. So far he has, so congrats to him. Big believer in crypto. Good to see it. Here Brad Garlinghouse is talking about the trifecta. basically, just a beating of the SEC. And those three major victories, number one, and probably the biggest of all, the programmatic sales ruling. The fact that XRP traded on the secondary market, even if sold by Ripple, is not a securities offering. No one is giving Ripple directly money, expecting their efforts to grow it. They're just buying XRP. They could be buying from me. Well, I ain't selling, but they could be. They could be buying from you. You probably ain't selling. But they just don't know. And so the judge said those types of sales on the secondary market, not securities offerings. Massive for Ripple, just huge for XRP, and I think crypto in general. They're going to be very hard for them to pivot to Cardano, to Link, to Polkadot, to one of these other cryptos and get a different result because the decision was well thought out, well written, and I think it applied the law perfectly. Number two, the fact that the SEC could not jump straight to appeals. It's really funny how the script has been flipped on them, isn't it? The fact that they were trying to delay for so long and now they need to hurry up. They need to be quick. And, time is not on their sides. We now can use, or at least Ripple can, we don't get a decision here, but Ripple can use time as a weapon against them. It's quite funny. And lastly, another big victory with the SEC dropping charges against the co-founders, Chris Larson, Brad Garlinghouse. The fact that, when they sold XRP, that's not a securities offering. And, the SEC doesn't want to go to court over that issue because, number one, they will lose. And number two, a lot of bad stuff could come out. So, again, I think that selling XRP in the secondary market, that is the one thing the SEC wanted more than anything else. They'll tell you it's all about Ripple and raising funds. And it's not about us. It's not about the secondary market. They're full of it. The SEC only cares about that secondary market. They wanted to jump from this case to Coinbase. They wanted to control the whole space. They wanted to throw a lot of cryptos off the market and be very hostile. And Judge Torres just smacked them right in their stupid faces and applied the law as it should be done. What an amazing, amazing victory. And that ruling about XRP is massive for everyone. Coinbase, Binance, and crypto in general. It was a huge, huge victory over a runaway and out of control SEC. Now, Brett Garlinghouse feeling that the SEC could be thawing towards crypto. And essentially, where are they going to go from here? Where's their pivot? How are they going to get a better result than they did against Ripple? And I'm not sure they have a lot of places to go other than to throw their hands up and tell Congress, look, if you want us to do more here, you got to give us authority, which is what Gary said when he took over. That was his original position, that they don't have enough authority and they need to be granted more by Congress. But when that didn't happen, he tried to go, wild, wild west and just make up his own laws, and it didn't work out. And essentially, I think they're just going to have to sit back and say, this is all we can do. Our hands are tied here. There's not much we can do to regulate this space outside of going after fraudsters and scammers. That stuff is never legal, no matter what type of market you're in. And that's going to be about it. They are kind of out of, I think, ways to pivot here. They'll have to try to get out of this Coinbase case and out of this Ripple case, tie it all up with some semblance of a victory. But there's not much winning to be had here, to be honest. They can waste people's time a little bit, but I don't see how they're going to get a good result. And really, if we see any traction versus Binance, that's probably going to be more of a DOJ victory there than an SEC. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.